a direct hit.
Oh my god, the footage is mental. What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out how Swedish weapons turn the tide of the Ukraine war. This is by United24, one of the best channels when it comes to news about the Ukraine-Russia war. They're absolutely phenomenal. You'll see that they're tagged in the title of this video. They will also be in the description of this video. This video that we're watching right now will be in the description down below. Get over to United24. They're phenomenal, the amount of work they're doing when it comes to this footage, and it is next to none. I think there's only a handful of channels on YouTube, in my opinion, that are up there with United24. So go and check them out if you haven't already. They're at 2.26 million subscribers. I'd be surprised if you're not already subscribed to them. But if you're not, go and do it anyway. Before we get started, though, as always, check out Chug. 10% off, link down below. Listen, it's the middle of the day right now. It's been hot here in the UK. This will keep your beverage cold for a long time. And if you're anything like me, and you were watching the England-Mexico game last night, and you wanted to keep your beverage cold, which I certainly did, thank you, Kieran, for bringing over the beers. This is the best way to do it. 10% off, link down below. You're not going to get a better deal anywhere else. By the way, that game last night, I am tired. One of the best international games I have ever watched. Phenomenal. If there's any Mexicans watching this, anyone who supports Mexico, here in England, we love you. That England-Mexico game was phenomenal, and I digress. Check out 10% off, link down below. Free customization, free bag. You're not going to get a better deal anywhere else. Ships to the US, all that other stuff. Check out Morale. If you're in the UK and you want to get yourself a healthy energy drink with functional mushrooms, a business that rejects AI slop, a business that stands with human creativity and the idea of us disconnecting from the digital world, reconnecting with the analog world, get yourself over to Morale on the Instagram link down below. Be a part of the movement because we are changing the way people consume energy drinks. I think that's all I've got to say. Oh, I'm doing a hike in Scotland to raise money to fight cancer. If you want to take part in donating for that, link down below. All right, I've been told not to put subbies on these videos anymore because people prefer to put their own subbies on. And if I put subtitles on and you put your own, it kind of like messes it up and you can't really tell what's being said. So I'm not going to put subtitles on. I'd love to know in the comments, subbies on, subbies off. What's the full consensus? Because I want to be as accessible to as many people as I can. The whole idea of me watching this footage of the war in Ukraine is to obviously analyze it as a former British Royal Marines commando, but also to get the information out to as many people as possible so you can go over and support people like United24 to support the lads in Ukraine putting in the effort. And the more I can let more people access it, the better. So if you want subbies on or not, let me know your final verdict in the comments, okay?
The legendary footage where a massive, terrifying column advancing towards Kiev was halted by just a few well-aimed shots.
Boom! Oh my god!
Or when tanks were relentlessly shelling Ukrainian positions in Mariupol.
Yeah.
And this shot from a window was able to stop them.
Oh my god, that might be some of the most insane footage I've ever seen.
A window was able to stop them.
Oh my
But
god.
what very few know is that these precision strikes were carried out using Swedish weapons, such as the N-Law,
the N-Law.
AT-4,
the N-Law was what we were trained on in the Royal Marines, actually.
or Carl Gustav. And in our video, we will show you how Swedish weaponry has managed to turn the tide of the war.
I didn't know they were Swedish.
By destroying half of Russia's tanks early in the invasion, these weapons forever cemented their place in military history.
Yeah, great bits of kit. I didn't know they were Swedish at all.
We'll start with this.
Tell you what, Sweden makes some great kit. Some great military kit. A lot of lads in the Marines, a lot of lads in a lot of militaries actually, become like kit fiends. They love to modify the kit, buy new kit, and they love to stay up to date with the best kit. And it's so surprising how much good stuff comes out of Sweden. I just bought an axe. Actually, if you, at the end of this video, you'll see a vlog at the Bushcraft Festival in the UK. I bought an axe, a Swedish axe. You'll see it in the vlog. Just some of the most high quality, like this, like the Chug. I'm one of them that's like, I can't buy cheap shit anymore. I have to buy stuff that's going to last me a lifetime. I can't buy something that's only going to last me a season. I can't afford it anymore. And so when I saw these Swedish axes, I knew straight away it was going to be good kit because I bought Swedish kit when I was in the Marines. I've traded for stuff like that. I know that Swedish kit is good. I know that Swedish made like equipment is really, really good. But I didn't know in-laws. I didn't know in-laws were Swedish. That's really surprised me.
Before the attack, Russian forces bombarded the city using BM-21 Grads.
Boom.
Then, their armored column begins its advance. A Russian tank, along with multiple Tiger infantry mobility vehicles, take part in the assault.
I literally am still flabbergasted at the fact we have this
maintaining
footage.
A wide gap between them.
I've paused it a lot, I'm sorry.
Their task is to drop off infantry roughly at this sector. But here's the catch. Ukrainian soldiers are positioned right here. Artillery opens fire on the column. The lead tank hits a mine.
I've got to say, I know I've paused it a lot and people can have a go at me for it. I didn't so much criticize United 24 because I wholeheartedly believe they're one of the best YouTube channels. But I had a critique of them using this voiceover that didn't really fit the narrative for some of their previous videos. This individual who's kind of commentating it and I don't know what you would call it, presenting it. The way he's presenting it and the more serious tone of his voice, 10 out of 10. Phenomenal. If you watch some of the previous videos, I think I made the comment where I was a bit like, the voiceover just sounded a bit off. I don't know whether it was AI or it was just a generic script that someone was reading and it felt a bit too playful when you're watching quite devastating and serious footage, to be honest with you. I really like, if you're, I'm pretty confident that United 24 watch my videos because I've actually had emails back and forth between the two of us, which you don't often get with some videos. So if you're watching this, United 24, well done. Love it. Love it. This is exactly what you needed to do.
And another Tiger fails to reach the drop-off point.
Boom.
But still, some manage to break through.
What's that vehicle?
The Ukrainians are watching the enemy's every step and waiting for the right moment to strike back. Once the first armored vehicle approaches, the soldiers open fire with ATGMs and grenade launchers. The first shot from the Swedish grenade launcher lands just off target.
Ooh.
But when the Russian Tiger comes to a halt, an AT-4 pierces right through its roof.
Smash. How'd the Russians not know that they were in them buildings?
Meanwhile, another one has slipped close to the drop-off point. A Ukrainian soldier reacts quickly, firing a Swedish NLAW.
Great bit of kit. Do we get
precise
footage of that?
hit.
Yeah, we do. There you go. Hit. Good lad. Great shot.
The next target arrives. We can see that the Tiger uses smoke screens, but it doesn't help. Another hit from an AT-4. This time, the armor withstands the blast. The Tiger abandons its infantry, who manage to run into a building and tries to escape.
God, look at that field. Look at the craters in that field. Good God. Look at that. That was just some farmer's field a few years back. Now, not only is it riddled with craters, it's probably riddled with mines that are still active. Do you know, it makes me think, here in England, it's not uncommon for a lot of fields to have a lot of historical stuff in them. Whether that be, if you watch Clarkson's farm, they've got a literal stone fort from like the Stone Age or something like that in one of their fields. Like, it's so common to have historical things in them fields. And it does break me heart as a bit of a history nerd to wonder how much historical stuff is in these fields that's just been destroyed from these wars. That makes me sad, that does.
The Ukrainians start shelling the building with everything they have.
Boom.
The Russians realize it's not safe inside and try to slip away. The group runs along the tree line as their equipment is destroyed until a Ukrainian drone catches up with them. Meanwhile, the escaping Tiger has managed to cover some ground, but we can see the vehicle is damaged and barely moving.
Yeah. Hits a mine.
Shrapnel pierces the engine, putting an end to the attack.
Yeah.
The Russians lost a lot of soldiers, and many were taken prisoner. But it wasn't just Ukrainian soldiers. NLAWs were constantly fired by foreign volunteers too. In this footage, these American soldiers don't yet know they're about to face a Russian APC, and that a Swedish ATGM is about to save the day.
And maybe I did know that the NLAW was Swedish. Part of me, like, I'm starting to connect the dots a little bit with some of the times that we spoke about it in the military. Maybe I did know. It's just been so long.
They're setting up defense.
The Javelin's American, right? Maybe this is where I'm getting it mixed up. Let me Google this real quick. The Javelin. So we trained on the Javelin. We also trained on the NLAW. Yeah. So the Javelin is American. Because I thought the NLAW was American. And the NLAW is Swedish. I didn't know that. Maybe I did. Saab? It's Saab that do it? The people that make cars and fighter jets and all sorts of crazy stuff.
This is in Petropavlivka in the Kharkiv region, right here.
Otherwise, we would have already been hit. That's been up there forever.
You can clearly hear artillery fire in the background.
That footage is really
But
weird.
the soldiers remain calm and surprisingly cheerful.
What's going on?
Huh?
You said Arnie, come here.
No, I said friendly coming in.
Ah.
Reconnaissance reports that the enemy is advancing from the north. The infantrymen get straight to work, knocking down the fence and taking his position.
Tight piece of plastic there.
The soldier picks up an NLAW and double checks that it's in working order. Now, everything is ready for defense.
Got lost? Yes.
Then, suddenly, this happens. A Russian APC appears on the horizon.
Holy shit.
Where? Left or
The
right?
soldier quickly sets the target in his sights. The
Send
NLAW
it.
only needs between
There's a
3
VMP.
and 5 seconds to lock on.
To left. Go away. Back to us.
Send it, lads.
The
Send
missile
it.
flies towards the APC, and a moment later, a direct hit.
Oh my god. The footage is mental.
The emotions of the infantrymen are beyond words.
That's some of the most insane footage I've seen. The lads just sending an NLAW with like a POV camera of someone firing an NLAW at a Russian vehicle, and then the lads cheering when it hits. Wow.
It's still there.
Here,
Wow.
we have
Wow.
a similar situation, this time involving Ukrainians.
Wow.
You
That's
can see they're armed with
amazing.
NLAWs and AT4s. Empty launch tubes are scattered across the ground, showing the battle is already hitting its climax. Right down the road, a Russian tank is positioned directly opposite them.
What type
A
of
few
tank?
final shots ring out, and the ammunition inside the tank starts to detonate.
Oh. Do you hear the hit? Oh my god! What? Wow!
After one of these attacks, A Ukrainian
Like, imagine being at war and you hit a tank with an NLAW and you see it explode. The thrill, the adrenaline. Look where I paused it. Especially if it's your country being invaded. And you hit one of them with one of them. Peak, right?
soldier recorded a video showing what happens to Russian armor after encountering an NLAW. Let's take a look.
Хочу, друзі, показати вам, що таке НЛАВ, що він робить з орковськими танками. Ну і заодне подякувати нашим західним партнерам за
Wow.
таку зброю. Значить, отут він десь попав. Там ми
Straight
бачимо
inside.
You
дірочку.
can see the massive hole punch straight through the thick armor, leaving the APC with
значить,
absolutely zero chance.
Прошив він
The thing is, one of them big rounds, when it enters the tank, when it's gone through really thick armor, the chances of it going through thick armor again on the other side of the tank is significantly lower. And so sometimes that massive piece of metal chunk that's gone through the armor is inside that tank, just bouncing about. Just bouncing about and ripping things to shreds. You imagine what it's like in there. Just a mess.
Кумулятивний заряд в баки.
I blew through. Did it come through?
Тепер дивимося.
It might have come all the way through.
Зеточка, тільки чогось чорна. І тепер дивимося.
It did.
Аж ось і
There
сюди
you go.
вийшов. Оце сила.
Wow.
At this point, it's safe to say the NLAW and 84 are completely indispensable and highly effective in urban combat.
Yeah.
But what about when the battle moves to forests and open fields? Back before drones were everywhere, soldiers armed with NLAWs could stop entire columns single-handedly. Let me show you exactly how. The Ukrainians
This presentation. This is like giving me, like, the way that United 24 have done this video. This might be one of the best videos they've done. Like, I'm not even joking. The footage they've got, the commentating on it, the script that's been made for it. This is like 10 out of 10. Don't get me wrong. Watching footage of war, I'd never want this to happen. I would much rather be in a world where we wouldn't have to talk about this shit and Russia never invaded Ukraine and no one has to lose their lives out of the ego of a few people sat in offices that want more land. Unfortunately, that's not the case. In fact, it pisses me off because, tangent here, you see the World Cup, you see all these countries that they've never met each other. A lot of people have never met these other countries and they're getting along, they're drinking together, they're partying together, and it feels like the world is just in love with each other. And yet there are these few individuals sat in offices, protected, who are greedy, who want more land, who want power, who want money, who are constantly hungry. And it's the lives of these individuals, whether that be the Russians, who are either, you know, sent through propaganda thinking they're doing the right thing, or they genuinely have bad intentions, which is not often always the case. It's usually that they've been indoctrinated. They have to fight and they're losing their lives. I guarantee Russian soldiers on this battlefield and Ukrainian soldiers on this battlefield would get along just fine if they had a drink, watched a couple of football games together, and if anything, all of them, every single one of these, all they would ever want in life, a little bit of land, nice family, grow a few vegetables, and live a nice, peaceful life. Every single one of them would prefer that. But unfortunately, it's the ego of the few that put people's lives at risk. I digress. But because we live in a world of them assholes that do that, we have to watch footage like this and spread the word so people don't miss it because of the speed at which news gets absolutely trampled on constantly. With that being said, this footage is phenomenal.
prepare their defense. They're armed with an NLAW that's about to come
I'm
in.
passionate about it, guys. It pisses me off so much.
Because once again, a massive armored column is advancing right towards their position.
Here we go.
The Russians don't know they're already caught in a trap. Here is the first target. The soldier selects direct attack, sending the missile rocketing towards the tank for a perfectly precise hit.
Oh, you see it
And
moving
here comes
towards
the
it
second
then.
target. Another NLAW missile leaves this APC absolutely no chance. The third APC
Oh my
suffers the exact same fate.
Days. Look
Let's
at that
again.
footage. Yeah, let's look at that again. Christ
The last
almighty!
APC managed to push a little further into the field. Let's pause right here for a second and look closely at the missile's trajectory and the hit itself. It looks like it's going to fly right past.
Wow.
But that's exactly where things get interesting. This is a core feature of how the N-Law works. When the missile flies about a meter above the turret, two triggers fire at the exact same time. The first is magnetic, sensing the massive mass of iron below, and the second is a laser that registers a sharp drop in distance as the vehicle's roof appears. When both sensors report they're directly above the target, the system instantly gives a command to detonate.
Wow.
The roof is the thinnest part of any armored target, which is why the blast pierces right through it and unfolds pure hell inside. Exactly what just happened to this column. Pure pandemonium. But there's another crucial point to keep in mind. Beyond defense, these Swedish weapons excel on the offensive.
Oh my god. Speeding through a field, getting the rounds
Watch
down.
as a Humvee tears across rough terrain at full speed while soldiers lay down fierce suppressive fire.
Jesus Christ.
The gunner's immediate job is to pin the enemy down, not allowing them to raise their heads while the vehicle maneuvers. But suddenly, the machine gun falls silent. The gunner shouts that he's out of ammo. The situation becomes highly dangerous. The Russians could easily seize this exact second to turn the
He
table
pulls an N-Law
and hit
out?
the Humvee with an ATGM. The fighters make a brilliant tactical decision. They deploy a disposable AT-4 grenade launcher.
Oh, it's a grenade launcher. Sorry, my bad. The N-Law has that big foam piece on the front, which is like a tracking system.
Pay attention to the inscription on the tube. Confined space. This is critical. A regular rocket-propelled grenade launcher would devastate the crew with its backblast. But this CS version uses a backblast suppression system, making it perfectly safe to fire from right inside the cabin. The fighter takes aim straight from the turret and fires.
Ammo! 50 ammo!
Oh
The
my
driver handles
god.
the steering wheel off-road with one hand, frantically trying to search for the machine gun ammo with the other. Still no ammo.
I need 50 cal ammo! Protected shot!
Knowing they can't give the enemy a breather, the gunner grabs a second AT-4 grenade launcher.
Holy shit. The panic in his voice because he knows the Russians are going to get the rounds down. The Russians are going to see there's a break in fire, pop the heads up, start getting the rounds down. So they need that suppression just non-stop. It's surprising me that they don't have the ammo on hand. Like he should have. And I'm critiquing here someone who I shouldn't be critiquing because I haven't been in this position before. But that, like in my opinion, I would have that ammo just sat there waiting to be connected back up again. But I don't know SOPs. I've never been in this position, and I'm not going to critique this individual who's out there actually fucking fighting the war while I'm sat here in my office.
You can see how it happens all so fast. The Swedish weapon is ready for action instantly. The fighter rises above the armor once again and sends the second projectile straight into the target. The AT-4 likely saved the entire crew here, buying them those precious 30 seconds they desperately needed to reload the main gun. And here is a T-90,
Wow.
a tank hyped up as being able to withstand any strike. And here is a single round from a Swedish Carl Gustav,
The tree line? Oh my
proving
god.
it can reduce a multi-million
Was that
dollar
behind my head then? You might not have seen that because it was behind my head. Let me move my head on the screen.
tank hyped up as being able to withstand any strike. And it can reduce a multi from a Swedish Carl Gustav, proving it can reduce a multi-million dollar impenetrable machine
Insane.
into nothing but a pile of charred metal by the side of the road. Swedish
Wow.
anti-tank weapons have forever rewritten the rules of combat and earned their place in history. Thanks for watching, and be sure to leave a comment below
Wow.
with your thoughts on these weapons. See you in the next episode.
That was phenomenal.
Hi,
Who's this? Who are you? Who are you? Ancient Sparta historian. Get out of here. Although I'll probably watch that later.
You've probably all seen the legend.
What an absolutely phenomenal video by United 24. Might be the best one I've ever seen him do. The presentation, the footage, the stories, the equipment they're concentrating on here and specializing in here. That footage at the end felt like it was straight out of Fury, the film. Although they didn't have some of the equipment back then. But still, you get what I'm saying. Link down below to United 24. Go check him out if you haven't already, because that was unbelievable. Check out Chug if you haven't already. 10% off, link down below. Check out my brand, Morale, my new business. If you want to get yourself a healthy, functional energy drink, highly recommend. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.